Alright, we're live, and, Eris, do you have any stats? Okay. Alright, well, he's not verified. I don't even know if they're even in the VC. I'll check. Check that real quickly. No, they're not. Alright, so there is apparently some way they got out of there. It doesn't matter. Everyone to your cars, please. Eris is having some issues, it seems. She's playing immobile. Okay. We'll go on without her. It is what it is. The yellow light is out. If she has too many issues, yes, so she's disconnected, so that's painful for them. Oh, they've rejoined. Eris is back. Alright, well, we got a good sized field here today. 7 cars. I see, that's pretty good. Let's see if anyone else joins. Of course, there's still time qualifying for licensed drivers to race. As there are some rowdy spectators, it seems. Cars don't make their way around the carousel, or the oval turn, actually. Of course, I call every left-hander that's a sweeper a carousel. That's just a force of habit. His car's going to make its way into the pit lane at some point. As you can see, Mr. Monaco flashing his lights. He now has one more turn to go. As the little lights on the racetrack. They will go green on the racetrack here. Timer's going to go as soon as they cross the line. Here's Mr. Monaco, makes his way down the front straight away. Timer's out for 5 minutes. And we're going to race that board. So Mr. Monaco going to lead us off. Aristonetta currently having a bunch of issues. She is on her phone, and it seems to be quite difficult for her to manage her way through the track. And there's an unwarranted car. Jake, if you can move that car out. Air's not having a lot of issues. She runs wide there.
My car.
You took your car. Alright.
Yeah.
Well, anyone watching, don't go out onto a track and steal cars. That's a one-way ticket to getting a P-ban. As there's a car on the front straight away, but we'll keep it green, of course. We're only in qualifying. Doesn't really matter that much. As our pace car driver expresses his displeasure. We're now 4 minutes into it. The first lap by looks to be Silver Woomy. That's a 42.116. That is their current fastest time. They spin around into the barrier. Alright. Well, Silver Wooming, they are still fastest on the board, but here's Chiquito. Chiquito side by side, T7 Jake for a moment, but now make the way onto the back straightaway. We see 3 wide in there, and he's on a green. I think it's possible Chiquito could be en route for a quick time. Beige in second. Here's Chiquito. Makes his way across the start-finish line. He will not go fastest on the board. That last sector wasn't exactly very good. I think that could have just about been a cut. T7 Jake gets loose on the grass. You do not want to be touching that. It'll hurt you quite good. I think everyone's about figured that one out by now. Just like to mention, you got a new car on the field. That's the 20 of Jason. And he is in the DeWalt machine. I honestly love that scheme. Arisnet also seems to collect herself a little bit again. Run sits on the board. Car's not making the way out to the front straightaway. Beige improves, but not enough to go quick time. As Silver Woomy now goes top of the board. It says 42.087. We're about halfway through, but he goes wide. And spins nearly. Kept it still out of any barriers. Of course, there's a bunch of runoff here. But those spins will be extremely frustrating. Chiquito now making the way out of the oval turn. Their laps look okay. But how about Mr. Monaco? He's on the final turn. He's hard into the barrier. Unfortunate for him. He was on an absolute Max Verstappen type of lap there. They're purple both sectors, but that's going to hurt and sting, quite frankly. And that might have just about messed up this lap as well. Time is winding down. I think our current leader is Beige as far as pack leaders go. So he'll be there to determine when we finish. Well, just check that one just in case. It might not be Beige, actually. Just have a little peek here. I think it's Chiquito. We'll do that, Chiquito. Chiquito, current pack leader, I believe. Beige is second on the board. They go coming to the line, and they will move second on the board to 42.320. That's a fairly good looking lap time. We're about a minute 10 seconds here until we're done. As looks like Arisneta with a... Well, they're stuck at the barrier. Expressing discomfort, she says, dude, I got a message again. So clearly not very happy with that. As they now make their way around, Silver Woomy makes their way around Mr. Monaco on their tail. How's it looking, though, for Chiquito? Chiquito off the track. At least Silver Woomy. And I think as it goes, white flag will be in the air for our drivers. That is Silver Woomy. So if you're still ahead of them, you got an extra lap. But for those behind, you're going to have to deal with what you got. So white flag in the air. Once you cross the line, driver Silver Woomy is going to start us off. They got a 41.729 there. So that's a very fast lap time. So even if it's checkers, just keep on driving through because there is still more to go. Again, we do not want people to be on track driving cars. They're not supposed to. If you are doing that, you will be permanently banned. As Silver Woomy comes across the line and finishes up 41.983. We are now done with qualifying. Is anyone else going to make their way across the line? Looks like it's Eris and Jason. How about Mr. Monaco? He doesn't have a valid lap. He's going to pull off early. Eris Netta also without a valid lap. And that will settle it for qualifying. We're going to now move on to deleting our cars. So that is good. Theirs has 1 valve lap, actually to 47. The only driver for that one currently is Turbo Stuntman. Seems like the car thief has stolen one of the cars that's currently operated by Twin Turbo V6. That's the Japanese Lotus machine. So, if we could have our cars line up in order behind the pace car. It's going to be Silver Woomy will be single file. We'll be doing 2 pace laps here. Silver Woomy will lead us off at pole position. Z Project will be in second, or Chiquito will be in second place. Beige will be in third place. Mr. Monaco in fourth place. T7 Jake would be in fifth, although he's our pace car driver, so that is taken up by Jason. Then Eris, then Turbo Stuntman. And the cut limit for today will be 15 cuts. Once you get 15 cuts, you'll get a 10-second time penalty. Once you get 30 cuts, you'll be given a 20-second time penalty. Once you get 45, that'll be your day. I don't think anyone will hit 45. There could be a chance that we might hit 15 here. What's Turbo? Alright. Yes, 15 cuts. We'll be doing 15 cuts. Looks like most drivers have kept it clean. There might be a driver or two that'll struggle, but for the most of it, I think we'll be good. There is no other cars on the racetrack, I believe, so we are clear to go in just a few short moments. But before we get to that, actually, yeah, we'll get straight to it. Jay, can I remove your car so it doesn't get stolen?
Yeah.
Alright. We're not getting into Chicago out here. So we got 20 laps here. And I don't think any... Alright, we'll do another one. Since I think Beige and... yeah, Beige had an extra lap, so... Alright. Watch the lights go when I think everyone's in the car, so go when the car heavy goes. And Turbo overtake this car. It's not a driver. It's not a driver. So. Alright, we got our 7-car field. We need Chiquito to push up. And the rest of the field. How's it looking as far as lap skill? Looks like we're good. Mr. Monaco's a bit hard on the brakes, a bit late there, but of course understandable. These things do tend to have a lot of lag spikes. So we're gonna keep this one green, or keep this one yellow. Chiquito, if you could try to follow the lines of the cars ahead of you, just so we can get pacing as well as we can. Beige 2. If Beige could push up a little bit here, please. And others follow suit, just so we're pacing a little bit closer. Be a little bit more fair once the green flag drops. Alright, Jake, you will pull in this lap. We need Beige to move up. Okay. We are doing good at pacing. So this is going to be the last lap. Lights are black. As I'm sure I am personally excited. Alright. Jake, if you can increase pace, hold it in. Everyone else maintain pace. Everyone else maintain pace. Organize yourselves, please. Organize yourselves. Back to positions, back to positions. Green flag! Don't overtake Joey, cross the line. There was a little bit of a lag spike for Jason. We'll let it slide with Arisnetta. As our cars now make their way up to turn number 1. Silver Woomy will lead us off. How is the rest of the field? Looks like Arisnetta in a tail chase here. She's falling back behind Turbo and Jason. As the rest of the field now make the way back and through. We'll get to the action as soon as we can. My apologies. So, looks like side by side coming up into the final turn. That's between Mr. Monaco, and he spins! That's between Mr. Monaco and Beige. Unfortunately for Mr. Monaco, he spun out and has to go all the way back from the rear of the field. That is ultimately very frustrating. That's going to have to be a bit of a build-up through this short sprint. I think it's possible here that Chiquito could be building up a bit of that distance. And he's decreasing it between him and Silver. Lap by lap here. How about back to Eris? Netta Eris is around. Again, this race is a struggle for her. She did very good last night on the oval, but unfortunately today she's on her phone, and it's going to be very difficult. So you're now seeing Mr. Monaco in the background from a little view from Jake. So let's go to the closest battle to the front. There's Sarumi, Beige, and Chiquito. Those are the 2 spots. As Shive is here. Good to see them. Chiquito's around on the final turn. Just off camera. They spun out, so does Turbo. And Turbo, that's unfortunate for him. He made his way all the way from back to 4th. He only loses 1 spot though, so not the end of the world. I'm sure Turbo's thinking he's doing absolutely horrible, but still, from going all the way back, he's still in 6th place. Only lost 1 spot out of that. Actually 2 there. Oh, and he is around again. We'll focus on somebody else. It's going to be a little bit camera shy. So Silver will be extending their lead by quite a margin. How's it looking between I think Jason here could actually, I think he's on route for a podium. Last time he raced at this facility last year, he did get 1 on the oval. He's currently in 4th, so solid race for him so far. I think Mr. Monaco could be building up, though, a little bit in the background, just a few car lengths behind. So let's go back to that one. I think it is Jason here. Mr. Monaco right on the bumper, side by side with Jason for 4th place. There's a current battle going on the racetrack, and I think Mr. Monaco has cleared Jason, but here they go around the oval. Air's disconnected. Yes, she did. We're going to have a red flag once our leader crosses the line. Alright, so actually, red flag, just make your way to the pit lane, maintain your positions. So that's going to be Silver Woomy, Beige, Chiquito, Mr. Monaco, Jason, and Turbo Stuntman. Turbo, if you are going to pull off now, that's okay, but I've considered a screening for Shy, but the more he begs, the quicker it's going to end. Turbo, you need to get your lap back, by the way. If you're trying to race, yeah. Circle around the track another time. Beige, pit lane. You're in 2nd place. Get into your position. line up behind the pace car, guys. There's gonna be Silver Wilmy and is any of the top 3 down for an interview? That would be Silver Wilmy, Beige, or Chiquita. Can you get space for Chiquita, please? Mr. Monaco and RA Club. Right here, Beige, right here. So Silver Blooming, Beige, or Chiquito, any of you guys want to get an interview? Or we're gonna see if there's anyone else. While we try to figure out the red flag period, waiting on Eris to get her car back. Don't know where her car went. I think it's all the way on the other side of the track. Okay, Chiquito. So we'll land one with Chiquito here, as they've been running 3rd place throughout the race today. How's the track looking? It looks like that grass is slippery, and it's been a challenge, but how are you managing?
Honestly, I fucking hate it. Yeah, I don't like white tracks at all, so it's kind of a skill issue, but yeah, there's something about the track just being so wide and there's literally no... what is it called? Yeah, there's absolutely no grip on the grass. So it's very easy to spin up. So yeah. Although, it could be worse. I have had worse races.
How did the cars ahead of you look? You waiting on them to spin out potentially, or?
Yeah, I don't think they're going to spin up. They look very consistent, and even if they spin out, they're like 1 second faster. Silver is like 1 second faster than me. So yeah.
All right. Thank you, Chiquita. So let's see if Eris is lined up yet. She's making her way around the tracks. Thank you there, Chiquita. We'll see if we could talk. I think that'll be good. All right. So Eris is now lined up. If there's another red flag, we'll be talking to Jason. So that in mind, yellow flag is out on the track again. Go in the car, ahead he goes. I'll change your laps, Eris. Alright, we're good. So currently are yellow on the racetrack. As Turbo, it's claiming about lag currently. He's got a little bit to worry about for cuts too, personally. As we'll adjust Eris's cuts, of course. I think that was before we had the caution. That was how many cuts did Eris have before the caution, Jake?
Not sure.
I'll put it at 5. Alright, we'll go green this lap. Lights are black. So, a lot of expectations. A lot of drivers fearing the grass on the track as Eris is going wide. What is up with Eris? Let's see if he will continue. Just she's behind you. Hold up, Jake. Gonna have Eris not having issues. Of course, she's on her phone. So
we're gonna lower down our speed.
Yep. Try to maintain the gap. Mr. Monaco, watch out for Chiquita. Eris is gonna cut through. We'll change your cuts to 5 for that.
Are we still going?
Yeah. Let's continue. So drivers, hold your pace. Don't do anything sneaky, Silver. Green flag. Don't overtake until you cross the line. That's for you, Eris. 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 Eris Netta with a jump. Back off, please. You overtook 3 cars there. Still not clear to Jason and Turbo, Eris. Okay, you're good. Alright, so that was a significant jump. Of course, she's probably having lag issues, so I'm not going to put any blame on her. It's just try to keep this as balanced as we can. Silver had a really good start out of that, and for some reason the lights didn't turn green, so we're going to make sure they stay green. It's a bit of an issue with me. As it looks like there's a battle behind. Jason spins out on the final turn. Beige in second place getting challenged here by Mr. Monaco and Chiquito. Chiquito's in particular only about a car length or so behind, and seemingly that gap is decreasing. And here is a lunge by Chiquito late on the brakes, and it goes very well for him. Beige is going slow through there. That allows Mr. Monaco as well to slide by. So that's 2 turns. I think they're being very conservative, but that cost them overall just a little bit. Mr. Monaco has closed down that gap, now making the way to the final turn. About 2 car lengths and slowly shrinking. Mr. Monaco with a better exit here on Chiquita. We're a halfway point through the race today. As the cars make their way through the braking point, Chiquito's gonna take the inside, whereas Mr. Monaco's running the outside line, carrying more speed. As 2 of them on each other's bumpers here now. Mr. Monaco now making a move down the inside. Chiquita's on the grass ever so slightly. I thought there was something back there for a moment, but Mr. Monaco gets a little loose. Here's a battle for second stirring up. As it looks like Mr. Monaco will stay ahead. Never mind. Never mind. There is a big smack to the wall there for Mr. Monaco that could potentially get to Beige's benefit. They're going to carry a lot more speed here, but Beige has spun out. Triple Stuntman has made their way up to 4th place. So we'll see that one in just a bit. Meanwhile, RA Club holding off. I think... Have they made their way? No, they've not. Chiquito now makes his way around the oval turn. As it looks like Eris Netta and Jason are currently in a battle. Eris Netta down the inside as they cross over. Side by side now, make the way through the hills. And I think Eris Netta is going to be a little bit faster there. Jason now to the inside. And Eris gets a little lag spike. That's going to cost a bit of time. But she'll lunge a little bit ahead, slingshotting a little bit here. A lot of rubber banding going on between these two. I think Jason will be staying ahead for the time being. Alright, well, we're going to move back up to the front. How's it looking here? I think the gaps between... Yeah, I think Chiquita's going to hold off for a good little bit. So that still leaves Eris Netta and Jason in a current battle on the track. As our leader has 6 more laps to run around. Eris goes wide and fast there, carrying as much speed as she can, coming into the oval turn. As she makes a bit of a dive bomb around the sweeper part. That'll be the oval turn number 4. As the 2 cars side by side down the back straightaway to the final turn. Here they go around into the front straightaway. I think Eris Netta could be going faster, but just got loose on that exit. That could definitely benefit Jason here. Jason has closed in that gap to, well, about a few car lengths. I think Eris carrying more speed. Jason is loose. He goes around and around and around. That's some very loose grass there. Very frustrating for him. He ends up 1 lap down. There's our leader just overlapping them. So I think Turbo, to his pleasant surprise, has been holding off 4th place for a little while. I'm going to move up to Beige. So Beige has got about 10 seconds to build order to gain a position. So at least past couple laps have been very frustrating, as I think Silver Woomy now makes their way through the final turn. We'll be seeing 5 to go for our race leader, so that's five more times around this track until they secure their win. They got their pop-ups on, so surely hope there's no pedestrians. They'll be on the racetrack today. Let's build up that gap quite a bit. As Beige exclaims something, they're off around the oval turn. I think Arisneta has overtaken Beige. The two Chileans are now in position to potentially battle each other. That's a very frustrating turn to get loose on. You can see the leader there closing in on Beige. So it went from hero to absolutely not one. I would say quite a zero in this situation. That's not quite good for Beige. He flashes his lights, making their way to turn number 1. Our leader's got 4 more times around the racetrack until they can secure their win. Chiquito not far behind, but they've been maintaining their gap so far throughout the race. Chiquito holds off the quickest time of the race. That's a 41.729. So I believe as it is, this might be how the race will finish. Although Beige just made up that gap with Arisneta just a little bit. As Silver Woomy, where is our leader? Our leader closing in little by little on Beige. Now has 3 laps to go. And this absolutely dominant performance. Now making his way down the hills, and I think it's potentially possible here. I think it's possible that Chiquito has a I think the gap between him and, oh, that's going to really decrease. That's a hard spin. That's the hardest crash you've seen this weekend. There is his position loss. Very frustrating. He's at a bad spot to lose. That's about the fastest turn on the course. That could even allow a potential possibility for Turbo to gain something. Our leader now sees 2 laps to go. Has overlapped Beige. Arisneta now next, as Beige is claiming in frustration. Mr. Monaco, holding off a 2nd place position, will be happy, I believe, with this race finish. So he is currently flashing in BMW fashion on Beige. Let's see where our leader goes. I think he's about to make his way around the oval turn. And Z Project goes wide again. Just almost loses control. That only helps Turbo Stuntman. Turbo could be in range for a podium if things go well. Meanwhile, white flag in the air for our race leader. That is Silver Woomy. Once you guys cross the line, you'll be on the final lap. He's got a lot of gap between him and Mr. Monaco. I think he's got this one just about secured. Mr. Monaco holding off 2nd place, but here is our leader. He's making his way around the oval turn. Makes his way around the oval turn into the back straightaway. Clean track ahead of him. We're just going to watch to see how it's looking for Chiquito. There's a car that is spun out as Beige, and your race winner today is Silver Woomy. Makes her way across the line. So next up on board here is Mr. Monaco. Arisneta will be finishing already in 5th place, but Mr. Monaco comes up in 2nd place, and Chiquito will stay in 3rd, nearly holding off the podium from Turbo, just behind by a couple seconds. Then there's Beige in 6th place, and Jason very close behind in 7th. Great race by everyone. Head into the pit lanes. Our current quick time is Silver. So Silver, if you want to do donuts, you can, but if you also want to, the podium is just to the next pull off on your right. There's Silver now pulling off a donut. Cute. Silver Woomy now makes their way up to the podium. And they're going to win a golden surfboard. Oh. Looks like we'll be having a 3-car podium, so if we can get third place up here too. It's off the oval turn near the spawn. That would be for Chiquita. Off the spawn, you know where the cars were. Alright, Chiquito now finally making the way over to the start. Or putting off now here. So he'll be third on the podium. It's funny how happy these cars look. I'm sure at least the top 3 is happy. I'm curious about Turbo. I'm pretty sure Turbo is quite astounded. If they're still here, would love to hear an interview with them. But first, let's get off to our winner. Silver, are you able to speak, or would you rather just do tests? Speak. Alright, we'll unmute you. Absolutely dominant performance today by Silver Wilmy. Led practically every lap without much challenge. So, what did you see on the track that really helped you? Because I'm curious. You just had something today that I don't think anyone else had today on track.
Well, the track being very fast and like it had a lot of straights. There wasn't many places to drive off the track to the slippery grass, so I think that helped. Also, the fact that you only really need to change gears twice, and that's in the first corner. But otherwise, nothing else.
Alright, thank you there, Silver. Again, dominant performance. Glad to see you here today. We're going to now talk over to second place finisher. That is Mr. Monaco. Finishing second today. That's been a bit of an up and down race, but it seems to have gone well at the end. Bring me through today's race.
So, terrible spin, amazing recovery. We got a bit of luck, and that's all that there is.
So, good recovery for Mr. Monaco as they came all the way from the back to the front, I believe, by the end of the race. Took a red flag, but definitely went well by the end. Alright, thank you there, Mr. Monaco. We're now going to talk to Chiquito. Again, out of all the drivers, he's got to have some of the most interesting interviews. But came up on third. And he got challenged a little bit by Beige and a couple other drivers. So how goes you?
Oops, sorry.
No,
Yeah, well, that was one of the worst races I have ever done, but somehow I got a podium, so that's nice. Also, can you please stop mentioning me when you commentate? You literally mentioned me and then I fucking crashed. Please, you bring me bad luck.
Commentator's
That
curse.
happened on a GTA race as well, like, please. I beg
Commentator's curse. Commentator's curse. Alright. Well, came up on the podium still, and you get to enjoy a bronze surfboard. And I'm surprised Silver didn't want to get the silver surfboard. The silver wasn't good enough for Silver. It was gold.
you.
Anyways, though, a strong podium finish. Bit of an up-down race, but it seems to have gone well for you.
Yeah.
Alright, anything, any closing words?
Thanks to Aresneta for the red flag, I guess. She kinda saved my ass at the start. But, well, then I crashed, so...
Yeah. That was a violent one.
Sadly.
Yeah. Alright, well, thank you there, Chiquito. We're now going to talk to our fourth place finisher. That is Turbo Stuntman. We'll leave you unmuted, but if you want to do tests, that is also satisfactory. Whatever you feel. But that was... I think you were probably surprised with how you did. In your mind, you probably thought you did horrible, but clearly coming up fourth and almost with a podium, only a couple seconds back by the end of that race from Chiquito. I clearly had some good race. I'd like to dedicate my 4th place to Eris's phone. And if that red didn't happen, I'd be dead last. There's a lot of people that can think that. This track is still awful. And that's it. Alright. Well, thank you for coming around, Turbo Stuntman. Good to see you on 4th. We'll see if you're going to race tomorrow in the ROTS mods or Formula Micros. I think you care about the ROTS mods more, so we'll see how that one goes. Alright, yeah. Yeah, he missed the Friday race, but did come here on today, so yeah. Let me see who finished past that though. Just cause. It was Arisonetta. So Arisonetta coming up in 5th place. Had a lot of issues with their phone, but still a good finish overall by the end. So
Hi.
hi.
I mean, obviously terrible fucking race because I was on my phone was annoying because sometimes the brake wouldn't work because it was clicking the thing to change the unit of the speedometer. So sometimes I just either didn't brake or broke too late. For like the first half of the race, I was getting constant, very annoying warnings for my system to please enter my Apple account password, whatever, which literally took away all control from me and sent me barreling into the nearest wall. The fucking app crashed halfway through the race, which was great. I was lagging a lot, and also I want to say something. That ruling on the jump was fucking stupid. Because both Turbo and Jason slept on the start so bad. Like, I just started accelerating the moment you said green flag. But, like, it gets to a point where, I've noticed that more people have complained about your system than people have complained about jump starts. Like, it's then before we had this. Like, I feel like the punishment people get, especially when it doesn't consider the fact that some people aren't just willing to start, like, when they should, and it ends up fucking over people who were doing nothing wrong. I feel like that's maybe a bit unfair, and I've mentioned this before. Like, all I did was that I followed orders, and I'm the one getting penalized for it. Like, if people are sleeping, it shouldn't be on me. Like, I don't know,
The thing
that's
is
all I
that it's one thing
say,
when
I
one
guess.
guy sleeps, but when multiple people sleep and you overtake 3 cars, because you didn't just overtake them, you overtook a car ahead of them, so
Yeah, but
what
they were
happened that
sleeping.
moment?
I literally just throttled when you said green.
You shouldn't be going when you...
Like, the moment you said green, I just started throttling. It's happened before. This isn't like the first time that because I start better than other people, I'm the one getting fucked over for it. It's happened several times. This year and last year.
I don't know what to say at the current moment, but we'll talk about that one later. So a little frustrating race is what I'm hearing. Yeah. Alright. So next up we have... Well, if Beige is still around. They're not around, so we have Jason here. So Jason is... Again, he just had a vacation. He's gone back. Didn't exactly miss any MITS car races because there wasn't one in that period. So he's back, and Another race today. Had a couple good runs, but overall not exactly a top-notch finish, but had a couple runs up there. So how was the race today?
Uh, um, pretty good, I guess.
All right. How was that little battle you and Eris had? Because I did notice one at one point towards
Erin
later in.
was kind of laggy on my end.
Mhm.
Because she's still on her phone, and I know some people using their phone might be another option to race, but the best option is to use it. Just use the PC for the best use of the league.
All right. Is there anything you're looking up to in the rest of the weekend? How about the Rotsmar race coming up tomorrow?
1 month for the road course, it's gonna be tough. Oh, believe me, for the Michael and Walmart are gonna be tougher than I look. But I'll give it my best all for the Walmart and for the Michael tomorrow.
All right. Well, thank you for sticking around, Jason. I think that'll set up for today's. Actually, we got one more if Jake is here. Jake, pace car driver, how was it?
It was boring.
It was boring. Not enough
Very.
cautions.
Nope.
Not enough
How about
caution,
you
he
guys?
says. How about yesterday?
Yesterday was fun. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Was there any driving today that had you, or anything curious about today? For me,
I'm gonna be honest, I wasn't watching.
Ah.
So, no.
How about the little on-track rating?
Sounded like that.
Yeah. That was interesting.
Yeah.
Alright, Jake. Well, I guess that should settle for today. We'll see you guys tomorrow. That's going to be at 12 p.m. USPST, I believe. Let me just check to see which is racing first before I go on. So it's going to be the Rotsmot tomorrow at 12 p.m. USPST, and then at 2 p.m. it's going to be the Formula Micro. So hope to see you guys soon. And till next time. I'll stick around for a bit because I might still try to do stuff afterwards. Like, I'm probably going to stream NASCAR, so I'll see you guys then. Alright, well that's today. Till tomorrow.